achieving is
Mm-hmm.
believing.
Okay.
The
Mm.
moment we lose belief, we've lost it totally.
Okay.
We can't afford
Mm.
to
To lose
lose our
hope.
belief.
Okay.
We can't afford to stop hoping.
We can't afford to stop hoping. So the conversation this morning is really going to be very, very diverse. A large chunk of the headlines across Nigerian newspapers this morning are saddled around the president's conversation yesterday by 7 p.m. As of yesterday morning, we were not totally sure if the president was going to address us yesterday, but then there were indications that the president was going to address us yesterday, but the time wasn't confirmed until about a few hours before 7 p.m. when the president spoke for 12 solid minutes. 12 solid minutes was
Representing 12 days of protest.
12 minutes
I
of
didn't even
saying
think.
nothing.
I didn't even think
One
of it.
minute per one day of
Oh my god! But then this conversation is very very because yesterday I had to take time to write down some very personal questions while I listened to Mr. President yesterday, and I think I'd like to start from: does everything has to be political? Where is the place of empathy? Does everything has that was the very first question that came to my mind there. Does everything has to be political? Where is the place of empathy?
Daniel, you talk about empathy from someone who feels. This government does not feel.
Hmm.
you know, I from yesterday I've decided to
Okay.
start looking at Nigeria from the angle of politics. And if we're going to save Nigeria, we can only save Nigeria through politics. The fact remains, politicians have destroyed or want us to lose our hope.
Okay.
But the truth still remains, it's politicians it's only politicians that can do it right. What does that mean? It is time we kill the spirit of political apathy in
Okay.
Nigeria.
Hmm.
And
It's
get
all
involved.
about numbers. We need to all get involved.
Okay.
There's no other way. Any other way aside politics
Hmm.
cannot solve our problem. So we need to participate in politics. We can't stay on the fence again.
Hmm. So, for what you're saying now, I don't know some more things different from what Lavinko just said right now.
Oh, well,
Because I believe that there is a need to because a lot of the messages before Lavinko, you were here yesterday, and I asked you what difference would he make when the president gives his speech, and
nothing.
Adeyemi and you were very positive about the words that would come out from Mr. President, but they were very positive.
Really?
They were very positive yesterday
We were
on the
positive
need
because
for the president to speak to the people.
On the need to speak, not
Yes,
about what he would say.
they sort of we got
we
to the
even,
conversation. We
we
know we
deliberated
debated
on
on what
what we are
we're expecting
expecting
the
him
president
Oh,
to say.
to
okay,
say.
We
okay.
got to that point in the
Uh,
conversation
Unfortunately, your
yesterday.
expectation has been cut off.
Mm,
I didn't
the
expect.
beautiful thing is, yes, that expectation was dashed,
okay.
but then the fall of a man is never the end for him.
I like your spirit
He
this morning.
gave me another spirit
Mm,
since yesterday.
okay.
Now, my slogan now
Yes.
is that paradigm shift we talked about
Yes.
yesterday. Now is the time we need to take it
We need to start
serious.
taking it.
Whether we look, we can talk from now till tomorrow. I'm not even interested in discussing what the president said or what he didn't say yesterday.
Mm,
What I'm interested in now is gearing up fellow youths like me. That's 2023. The fact remains, those leading us are leading us because of we have not been voting
mm,
or because of the little votes we have
Mm,
given.
mm,
Now is the
okay.
time we need to use our votes.
We
En
mm,
have
bloc.
the numbers.
mm.
We
70
are
million young
the
people can
numbers.
actually vote in this country.
Yes,
70
Excuse me,
million.
I
wherever we
agree.
decide to go is where the pendulum will swing.
Let,
That
let me
is
let me get
that is
Sumbo's
all
perspective.
things being equal.
All things being equal.
Unfortunately, in this scenario, we're painting all things are not being equal.
Mm,
Now, 70 million Nigerian youths, or 70% of our
yes.
population, is out there. Yes, they have the power, in terms of numbers,
Okay.
but the question is, what do we commit these numbers to? You don't forget that out of this 70% of
Yes.
youths, also, you have quite a number, that has been corrupted. It is out of them that they have brought out the TikToks and all,
Mm.
the Nigerian youth itself. And I'm not going to lose hope, like you say. I'm just trying to paint the situation that we have on ground now. When you look at the Nigerian youth itself, except of course we're saying they have begun to walk,
Mm.
like they use the slang now. But prior to NSAS, if NSAS has changed anything, the Nigerian youths themselves, appear to be worse
Mm.
than this crop of leaders that we have. Talk about your little finger being, thicker than your father's loins. They have been so corrupted, and all they think about is money. The way they also pursue money, the greed that is in the heart of the generation that we're talking about
Mm.
and hoping to be the savior is something else. And that's on the one hand. I believe, I agree that politics is a way by which we can get to change the situation,
Okay.
only because that is the only means now of governance that we have.
Okay.
Okay, I would, usually like to substitute the word politics for governance,
Mm.
because truth of the matter, they're two different things.
Okay.
But let's not go into the
Yeah,
the
the details.
semantics of nomenclature. The politics is the only avenue, the only means that we have now in putting people in position,
Positions.
and so we have to use that same means to try and beat them at their game. But how do we do this? What is important for us now is the advocacy,
Okay.
like he said, gearing up. We need to begin to find a way of reaching our youths with the right messages.
Okay.
Now, the solution. Now, and when the person asked me the question, what is the solution? It changed my idea that, okay, let's look at it truly. So many of us have been talking about what the problems are.
Okay.
And, one thing that came strongly to me is the fact that, and looking at the NSAS, the way it went violent,
Yes.
who are the people that are being used to perpetrate this violence?
Hmm.
They are the people that we need to find a way of reaching now.
That is the paradigm shift we talked about.
Because
Yes.
Yes.
we write all the articles, we go
You
on
see,
social media. What
Those class of
percentage of those people get
get
to
that
see these
information.
things,
you
get
you
this
see,
information?
I'm on a group and someone just sent me a message. Go to the streets to protest. Stop just staying in the studio. Look, the division, the current state of this country,
Mm,
the youths that are probably right now
Yes.
not sharing this dream.
mm,
The only reason they are where they are is because of what they've heard. When you look at the average young